Sat down with her and started off by asking if Spain needed Eurozone assistance.
Not at all. If you are talking about financial assistance, for sure not. But of course, any of the countries at the euro area, we need all the others, because we have to improve our economic governance, so we have to work together. But if you are talking about something like as a bailout, definitely not.
Do you think that Eurobonds would be a good idea, would be a solution? And how do you explain the German opposition to these Eurobonds?
Well, the question is that even if it could be a solution, it's not an immediate solution. And the crisis that we are suffering in the bond market and the stability that we are suffering in the bond market is the stability of this month, or last month, or next weeks. So the Eurobonds idea, even if it could be a good idea, is not something very useful for now.
How do you feel about the banking sector in Spain? The vice chairman of Santander told me that he's confident about his bank because it's diversified away from Spain. But what about the other ones, the smaller one, the cajas? How do you feel about them?
We feel confident because they have gone through a strong restructuring process, in the sense that we had 45, now we have 17. They have gone through stress tests, very tough stress tests in July. Stress tests in Spain have been applied to 95% of our financial sector, and almost all savings banks have gone very well through this stress test, and only some small savings banks could need some more capital in the future. And this is something that probably they will have the opportunity in this year to increase their capital. This is something that we want to do then.
Do you have the feeling that the cajas, the local saving banks, are on life support? Do you believe that they could survive without access to the ECB window?
I think this is quite a different issue. Well, first, our financial institutions, the same as many others in the euro area, they have gone to the ECB because the ECB facility is there. And so for them, it's nonsense not to use it if it's there and it's in such good conditions. But the amount of money that they have received from this facility of the ECB has been decreasing all over the year. And in these last months has been around the average of our weight in the European financial sector. So I think this is going to continue probably the same while this facility continues. If not, they will have another means to finance.
How do you feel about the unemployment level in Spain, which is really high? Do you think that there is a major structural problem with the labor market in this country?
We have to address the situation. Well, first, we have to say that this is related to the weight of the real estate sector. 60% of the jobs, of the losses, job losses have been in this real estate sector. So this is very much related to that. So what we have to do is first to change our economic model, in the sense to give more importance to other activities with more technology, export, more dedicated to export. And this is something that we are doing now. And secondly, we have to continue with our structural reforms. One of the most important is the labor market reform. We have started with it, but we have to continue with a new model of collective bargaining. And we think this is the way in which we can increase our jobs in the future.